there's any time in my life that I need to be smoking cigarettes, the time is right here and right now. There's no bubbles in it this time, guys. I literally will never do that again, especially on camera. But let's talk about the last 3.5 weeks of my life. Can we? So March 23rd, I got my first lipedema surgery and was quite pleasantly surprised how far we got up. So I have my leggings on, not that it would help to like really point out and show you guys. But I have 10 incisions total, and we went all the way from my calves up until like high thigh, like up here, basically. And I was like, what? I didn't know we were gonna go that high, like in the first surgery. And I was like actually really happy about that because 5 liters is not as much as other people get. So I was like, wow, I can't believe how high we got for the 5 liters. And I would say that may have been the best part of this whole process, is the amount that we were able to get out in the first surgery, because let me tell you, the rest of it has been an absolute dumpster fire roller coaster on steroids. It's just been insane. So my surgery, I think was only like really about an hour. Like it was kind of crazy of how quick it was, maybe a little bit more than an hour. So I got to the hospital at 5 a.m. scheduled for a 7:30 surgery, but didn't really go into the OR until like close to 8 o'clock. I think like 8 o'clock is when the surgery actually started, because I got poked and prodded and all this stuff. I really don't have big veins. My veins are like baby veins, and they started right here. I don't think you can see it, but there's like a patch of freckles that I have right there. Went there, deep ass like purple bruise. She's like, can't get your vein there. So what did they decide to do? They basically killed me, because the amount of pain that it was, like, ugh, decided to put 2 into my tiny ass wrist, like diagonal. And I was like, ugh! The pain was like so disgusting. And the anesthesia, I had 2 anesthesiologists trying to work on it, and they're like, oh shit, okay, well, that didn't work. So yeah, let's see what we can do to, when you get into the OR, we're gonna put it somewhere else. They ended up putting it in my hand. I still have like a little mark. It will go away, but everything was like painful. But I got wheeled in, and literally all I can remember is transferring over from the table they wheeled me in to the OR table. And they're like, okay, we're gonna fix your pillow behind you. I'm like, great, boom, laid down, knocked out. There was no countdown, there was no counting sheep, there was nothing. I was like straight up passed out. So I was like, great, thanks for that. I remember waking up in the post-op room, and my nose was like ridiculously itchy, and I was like, like, and I still had oxygen in my nose, and I was like, oh my God, I can't, like, this is ridiculous, right? And so the nurse there was like, hey, I think you're actually having a reaction to the fentanyl that we gave you, so would you like some Benadryl? I'm like, yes, please. That also knocked my ass out, right? So got to the hospital at 5 a.m. Obviously, like, didn't eat like from the night prior, didn't drink anything, and yeah, didn't really wake up until like 2 p.m. where they wheeled me to the room I was staying in overnight. And they were like, okay, so you're gonna have to get up like the first 3 hours of you coming down into this room. So, you know, we'll just make sure that you get up and you go to the bathroom then. I'm like, okay, fine. That shit was like a valiant effort. And if you wanna watch the TikToks that I went, you know, it's Antisocialite Katie, that I was like trying to record something like just little snippets each day, and I stopped, I think like day 4 because I was dying. Not really, but except for Easter, today's the first day I like actually put on makeup. I have looked like an absolute like dirty under the bridge trash bag for the last 3 weeks, but I actually don't care. I just honestly put makeup on for you guys. And so she's like, all right, you're gonna have to get up. And I'm like, great, I'm gonna need a walker. There's no way that I can walk steady. And she's like, sure, no big deal. And then the bathroom is like maybe 10 feet from the room that I was in. Okay, cool. So taking the walker there, and she's like, we're gonna go to the bathroom and then take a little walk around the floor. I'm like, cool. We get to the bathroom immediately. I'm like, I'm gonna pass out. She's like, keep your eyes open. I had my hand like this and closing my eyes on the wall of the bathroom because I literally thought I was gonna pass out. I broke out into such a sweat. I was so clammy, so dizzy. My heart's racing. I am out of breath. I'm like, holy shit, what the hell is going on? And I was like, there's no way I can use this walker or get back to my room. Like, there's absolutely no way. So she called another nurse, and they brought a wheelchair, and they were like fantastic. I really did love the nursing staff there. And so they brought the wheelchair. They laid me flat immediately when I got back into the room and grabbed me a cold washcloth to put on my forehead to kind of like cool me down. They checked my heart rate. I mean, it was like such a shit show. They were like, I promise you, this is the worst part. Every time is gonna get a little bit better from here. And I'm like, okay, cool. Which it did. And I honestly like wasn't feeling a lot of pain until I actually got up to move around. And each time was a little bit different. I was good about, you know, making sure to go to the bathroom, especially in the middle of the night where I got zero sleep because it's not a room where you can close a door. It's just a curtain. And there's an ice machine literally right across from my room, and they give you an eye mask and earplugs, and I used both of them, and I was just so wired. And I honestly think it was because I slept like so much during the day and just was like so loopy and all this stuff, and just like being in a hospital, you're not going to get a lot of sleep anyway. So that was day one, and I was like, okay, I got this. I could tell, I was like, oh, I could already see the shape in my legs. It's so different. Okay, great. Love this for me. And then comes day two. I get discharged. My brother picks me up. We drive all the way back to my mom's house. It's like an hour and a half from the hospital. And she had asked me a couple days before, like, do you want me to pull the sleeper sofa out for you to be able to, you know, just relax on or sleep there if you need to. I'm like, perfect. And thank God she did. It's right in the living room as soon as you walk into my mom's house. And I couldn't go up the stairs for an entire week, you know, to like feel strong enough to actually like go lay in bed. So yeah, the pull-out sofa was my home for a week where I slept and I relaxed and I ate and I had visitors. So I was just sitting there. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I feel like my camera's gonna cut me off, so I'm gonna try another take, okay? Hold, please. Okay, I'm back because I'm like, instead of getting frustrated over this like cutting off or the audio screwing up, I was like, I might as well just do it in takes. All right, so here we are, day two, sitting on the pull-out sofa. The amount of bruising I had was similar to getting hit by a bus full of children and then it backing over me, okay? So it was like deep purple, like, oh my God, the bruising is insane. It was the back of my calves and then like the entirety of my thighs. And what was it? So I got home, so Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember the first day I saw it, but I think it was Tuesday. I went to go to the bathroom, so I pulled off my compression garments and I had an entire handprint bruise on my left thigh. And I'm like, oh, that's where they were like pushing to get the fat out, like post cannula. They like push it out of your incision to like get all of the extra like loose skin, loose fat. And it was like, and I'm like, oh my God, I have a whole ass hand on me. And I was like, this is crazy. So again, wasn't in an entirely large amount of pain when I was resting, but it was a bitch to get up, especially being on the sleep sofa where it has a metal bar all the way across, you know, for the frame of the bed. That's where the back of my thighs were hitting in order to get up. So I had to take this giant Euro pillow from my mom's bed. You know, she had the whole setup for me going. She brought it down from her bed, but had this Euro pillow that I had to sit on for the next week. And that helped like extra cushion for sure, but like also to be able to like get out of the bed to like walk to the bathroom in order to not feel like it's digging entirely into my legs. So the swelling definitely started, bruising started. It was like so insane and intense. Swelling has been a huge problem. So the swelling and the stiffness is what I'm experiencing now. So again, I'm like 3.5 weeks out. But so for that first week, I went through hell, but I made it and I'm here. I'm still going through hell, but like better hell, like closer to the earth's surface, not the earth's crust hell. And so you had to use a walker for like 4 days after, like, you know, through 4 days after I got home. But on Friday, I was like, I'm still experiencing like crazy shortness of breath, my heart racing, felt like really dizzy. Every time I went just from like a laying position to a sitting position, I had to catch my breath. And then I would get up using the walker and go around the corner to go to the bathroom and come back. And that was as far as I could walk for almost a week, I would say. And then, so I ended up calling the surgeon's office. I was like, I just don't feel right. I don't know what's going on. So they had advised me to go to the ER. So then off we went to the ER and was there for 6 hours with my mom. She is like such a saint. Thanks, Mama. She was a great nurse, taking care of me this whole time. And we were there for 6 hours and they did chest x-ray, EKG, CT scan, blood work, and gave me fluids. And they were pretty much like, yeah, we think that it's just pretty much dehydration, which I told them from the jump. It's either the medication or dehydration and or both, because I'm really sensitive to medication and I stopped taking the oxycodone on Wednesday. So only like 2 days after my surgery, and I was just taking Tylenol as I needed it. And I always like am a proponent for staying ahead of the pain, but I really didn't feel like I needed it because it's not pain, it's like discomfort, but it's still painful, if that makes any sense. So went to the ER. I was like, fuck my life. We were there, did all that shit. The IV fluids definitely helped for sure, but they're like, we're not going to discharge you until your heart rate gets down. So halfway through the IV bag, it was still at 100. And by the time we were done with the IV bag, it got down to 96. So I was like, okay. They were like, you're good to go. So went home, passed out, whatever. So a lot of like what has been happening is like, I feel like I'm making progress and then I'm stepping back. And then I'm like, okay, I feel kind of okay today, and then I have a bad day. So it's been a lot of that for sure. After that, I would definitely tell you I am still somewhat short of breath, and my heart racing a little bit, but the dizziness has gone away. They gave me Zofran for the nausea just in case I needed it, and I have not actually needed to take it, thankfully. And let's see, so that was like pretty much week 1. I had lots of gifts. I'm like super, super grateful for family and friends sending me flowers and snacks and coloring books and like all of this stuff, you know, pajamas, things to make me feel better. So I'm like super, super appreciative that everybody thought of me, like a million text messages and, you know, just checking in. I really appreciate everybody. And I was like, if I'm not up to responding, I'm not. I hope that didn't just fuck this up.